Implied forward rates using cash flow additivity. So I would not go into their this thing, kind of, because उनका लिखने का तरीका, I have a background. I have been learning this subject myself since 1998 maybe. I don't know what year you are studying this curriculum with me. I don't know. So I myself, मतलब मेरी पढ़ाई इस subject की finance की शुरू हुई 1998 में. So I'm quite grown up now with the subject, and you are kids at this point of time. So there has been, and I have done multiple curriculums, postgraduate level also. So every curriculum, they have got their own jargons. I know what I'm supposed to teach here. Okay, but why to complicate the learning when it can be done in a very simple manner? So that is why I don't refer their written. I just go through that. What are they trying to explain to the student? What is expected out of a student after this topic is done? So I just see that and then I move ahead as per my end. And I think students are also comfortable. If you have a doubt, as I told you, you can always ask me. So here, guys, what is the law? What are we exactly trying to understand? So suppose, guys, kind of I draw a timeline here. I'll make understand very properly. You can solve any question after that. 0. Then this will come again in your fixed income security evaluation. Okay, this is called spot and forward rates and bootstrapping. You'll come across, it's a proper chapter there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So if I invest for 1 year, if I start investing at 0, okay, and withdraw my money at the end of the first year, suppose I earn 10%, possible. And if I invest for 2 years at a straightforward, I mean, you put your money in 0 at t equal to 0, and then you take out the money at the end of the second year. There is nothing going in between, okay, and nothing coming out in between, okay, like a zero coupon bond, you can say. So this is suppose 11%. So when I say 11%, what do you mean? It means that obviously you should know that when you, अगर तुम्हारा पैसा 1 ईयर के एंड पे है, तो जो तुम्हारे मन में रिस्क है ना, एक सिंपल वर्जन बता रही हूँ कि रेट ज्यादा क्यों है, उसका लॉजिक. तो सपोज करो कि तुमने मुझे पैसे दिए और किसी और, सपोज देयर आर 2 पीपल, मिस्टर ए एंड मिस्टर बी. ओके, मिस्टर ए को पैसे तुमने दिए फॉर 1 ईयर, ओके, एंड एज अ दैट मीन्स मनी विल कम बैक एट द एंड ऑफ द फर्स्ट ईयर. तो यू आर चार्जिंग 10%, बट यू गेव मनी टू मिस्टर बी फॉर 2 years. दैट मीन्स योर मनी विल कम आफ्टर 2 years. सो व्हेन द मनी गोज फार्दर, तुमसे अगर पैसे जितने दूर जाएंगे ना, तुमको डर उतना ज्यादा लगेगा, क्योंकि दिस इज वेरी मच लाइक साइकोलॉजिकल थिंग कि जितने पैसे तुमसे दूर चलते चले जाएंगे, योर फियर विल इंक्रीज, बिकॉज यू विल स्टार्ट फियरिंग पैसा आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. तो जितना पैसा पास होगा तुम्हारा आने का, उतना फियर तुम्हारा कम होता है. दिस इज समथिंग वेरी वेरी नॉर्मल दैट एवरीबडी कैन अंडरस्टैंड, एंड दैट इज व्हाई when the maturity of the investment is higher, we would ask for a higher rate of return because the risk involved is higher. So when I say 11%, I also mean to say 11%, 0 to 1 में 11% मिलेगा और 1 to 2 में भी 11% तुमको मिलेगा. That means total, in a very very simple manner, you can say you're getting 22% in total at the end of the second year. Okay, so you would be thinking possibly that what am I trying to teach you? So that's what I'm going to talk now. So basically this is something I am drawing to make them equal. Okay, so suppose R01, what is R01? Starting at 0, ending at 1 is 10%. Okay, and R02 is suppose 11%, starting at 0 and ending at 2. I'll form an example here that suppose we want to invest for 2 years, okay, and we have 2 alternatives. What are they? I'll write that. Okay, so alternative 1, invest straight for 2 years. So if you invest straight for 2 years, you will get approximately 22% at the end of the second year, correct? Alternative 2, okay, invest for 1 year at R01 at the rate of 10% and reinvest again for 1 more year. That means you will put your money at 0, take out the money at 1. If you have put 100, it will become 110, right? And you reinvest that 110 again at the end of year 1 and withdraw at year 2. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to avoid arbitrage, that means if you want both the answers to be the same, whether I invest straight for 2 years or I invest for 1 year, withdraw the money, reinvest again, the answer that I get at the end of the second year in both the cases should be the same. If they are not same, then there will be an arbitrage opportunity. So I am wanting to know that what rate should prevail here to make me indifferent between the two choices. So basically 11 plus 11, 22, okay? You want 22 ultimately, right? So if you go with the strategy number 2, that is investing at 10, so 22 minus 10. So if 12% approximately prevails between year 1 and year 2, then you would be indifferent between the two choices. So that is called the equivalent or the break-even rate between the two choices. That is, you will not get a very complicated question. In CA final level or at CA final level, I have taught like for more than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It can be anything. If you ask me, I can do a more complicated question with you. I don't mind at all. But I saw the questions, they are not very difficult questions. But yeah, we can just try to upgrade ourselves with 10% more difficulty level. That's okay. But let me finish this part. For one more year. Okay. Compute the rate between year 1 and year 2, which makes us indifferent between two choices. So how do you do that? So the way I'm talking, like, kind of 11 plus 11, you cannot write like that. It has to be in the compounding format. So how do you write that? See, 1 plus R02 whole square. Okay. So basically it is nothing, guys. So you invest $1 or 1 rupee, whatever. So 1 plus 11% will make it 1.11, correct? And again plus 11% if you take, you get 1.232. So when you do 11 plus 11, it is 22. But when you go for the compounding impact, for example, you invested $1. At the end of the first year, you will have 1.11. You reinvest that 1.11 again at 11%. So now this time 1 is not getting invested. 1.11 is getting reinvested. So 1.11 plus 11%. And this is represented by 1 plus R02 whole square. Similarly, 1 plus R01, 1 and 1 plus F11, okay, raised to the power 1. That means what is the rate of F11 is what? After 1 year for 1 year. Write down in your running notes if you want to. After 1 year for 1 more year. For example, you invested $1 or rupee 1. This is what I'm talking. 1. And you apply 10%. Your money becomes 1.10. So what is the rate that should be compounded to that 1.10 so that I get the same answer 1.232? That is the logic here. फिर भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो बोलना मुझे. Okay, so 1.11 whole square is equal to 1.10 raised to the power 1 and 1.1 plus f1 comma 1 raised to the power 1. बहुत आसान है ये. Divided by 1.10, I get 1.12009 equal to 1 plus f1 comma 1. Okay. So basically f1 comma 1 पता है क्या हो जाएगा तुम्हारा? 12% ही आंसर आएगा तुम्हारा. तो basically if 12% prevails between year 1 and 2, then we are completely sorted. एक और तुमको करके दिखाती हूँ. डिफिकल्टी लेवल थोड़ा हाई रहेगा. अगर तुमने नहीं लिखा है तो प्लीज लिख लो, मैं तुमको दिखा देती हूँ ये पूरा. Click a picture, do something about this, okay? एक और दिखाती हूँ, रुक जाओ. I'm assuming you have done. Now I will take another example. Suppose R01 is 10%, okay? Then R02 is again 11% and R03 is suppose 12%. Possible? जिन बच्चों ने मेरे साथ CA भी किया हुआ है ना, उनको ये एग्जाम्पल बहुत फेमिलियर लगे because this is a good topic at CA final level also, and the difficulty level is also quite high. यहाँ पे तो अभी तक मुझे नहीं दिखा है, अगर level 2 में दिखेगा तो मैं नहीं कह सकती. Okay, now here, suppose करो I draw a timeline here, है ना, and 0, then 1, then 2 and 3. So we'll have to draw 3 lines here. This is R01, this is R02. इससे ज़्यादा और आगे नहीं जा रही, ठीक है ना? तो ये this is your 10%, this is your 11%. That means 11% 2 times and 12% 3 times basically. Rates are always per annum, guys. Always. It will be never happening that your rates are given for so that there is something called format, there is called something called convention, there is something called a way of representing things, okay? So rates would be always per annum. You will have to make the time adjustment as per your requirements. Okay, so here I am wanting to know what is the rate that you already took out, that if I want to invest my money for 2 years, okay, then the rate, if 12% prevails between year 1 and 2, then I would be indifferent between investing straight for 2 years or investing for 1 year, withdraw the money and again reinvest at the rate of 12%. I'll get the same answer in both the cases, correct? Now, if I if I like suppose make a choice that I want to invest money this time for 3 years possibly, okay, so one choice is that I can invest straightforward for 3 years, correct? No, in that case 1 plus r03 raised to the power 3, 12, 12, 12, 36, and I invest. Or here you can have two choices actually. I don't want to complicate your understanding. Here you can have actually two choices. One choice is like, kind of 1 plus r02. I invest for 2 years at a straight, okay, 2 years, and I withdraw the money at the rate of 11%. दिमाग चल रहा है तुम्हारा कॉमन सेंस का? देखो तो 12 + 12 + 12 कितना हुआ? 36 हुआ। और 2 साल के लिए पैसे, 2 साल के लिए इन्वेस्ट करोगे तो 11 + 11 कितना हो गया तुम्हारा? 22। तो क्या रेट प्रिवेल करनी चाहिए 2 और 3 के बीच में? क्या रेट प्रिवेल करनी चाहिए 2 और 3 के बीच में यहाँ पे, सो दैट आई एम इनडिफरेंट बिटवीन द टू चॉइसेस? अब खुद ही दिमाग चलाओ, आंसर 14 आएगा। अब तुम डायरेक्टली इसी तरह से कैलकुलेट कर लो और सिर्फ तुम्हें लिखने का काम रह जाएगा। एंड 1 प्लस एफ, कैन आई राइट आफ्टर 2 years for 1 year? I'm sure this will be like this only. Okay, so 1.12 raised to the power 3 is equal to 1.11 whole square and 1 plus f after 2 years for 1 year, correct? So 1.12 raised to the power 3 divided by 1.11 again divided by 1.11 minus 1 into 100. ऐसे भी आंसर आ गया, देखो ना, एग्जैक्ट तो नहीं आएगा बट आ जाएगा ना भाई। So 14.027. Okay, so we are done basically. I am sure guys you are able to understand. So thank you so much. Bye bye.